So there's no doubt about it. There's plenty of confusion when it comes to cardio and fat loss, and making sure that you're not wasting your time, you're not second guessing, and importantly, you're able to maximize and burn off the unwanted weight, burn that fat off, and get into the shape that you want. And I just got asked this question just before in a masterclass, which was, what's the best cardio for fat loss? So as I gear up getting ready to go out for a training session, I want to give you the answers that you can use, because the real question you want to be able to answer is, what is the best cardio for fat loss for you now? And this is really important because you need to know what's going to work for you, what's going to fit you and your body to get you the results that fits in with your lifestyle, and what's going to be that right now. Because there is going to be a need for progression, but even more importantly is understanding that I can't give you a black and white cookie cutter answer. And where all the confusion's coming from is there are so many people out there that are trying to give you a cookie cutter black and white answer. They're trying to say, just do HIIT or just go out and do fasted cardio. And the problem is, you can be doing that, you can be trying that and not getting the results. You can't copy someone else's plan and expect the same results are going to work for you. So this is where I actually want to break it on down for you. I'm going to break this into 3 different categories. I'm going to break it into low intensity, medium intensity, high intensity. You're going to understand how it's actually going to be able to suit with your weight training, because that's the basis. That's the big bang for your buck, what you need to be able to do to be able to get the body changing results that you want. I also want to cover the pre-cardio cocktail, so you're obviously enhancing your fat loss when you're in your sessions, and what you need to be doing leading up into your cardio sessions so you're able to actually get your body to burn body fat for fuel. So what we need to be able to understand is that you can be stuck in that 3-step process somewhere along the line where your body's not being able to do it as effectively and efficiently. And this comes down to, say, lean individuals, 10, 12% and under, especially for males, can be stuck in the mobilization part for fat loss. So this is where we want to use fat loss strategies that are going to help mobilize fatty acids. Where on the other side of the spectrum, you can have obese individuals where mobilization isn't a problem. It could be the oxidization where the body isn't fantastic at being at. So this is where we need to employ the right strategies so they can actually oxidize the body fat. Individuals kind of in the middle body fat range, well, your body hasn't had to adapt to one side of the pendulum to the other. So what can happen is you can just be needing to do the right form of cardio at the right times, and it's just making sure that it fits in with your lifestyle. So this is where we can see so much of the time the usual regurgitated information could be suiting just bodybuilders, because obviously bodybuilders are on one side of the pendulum, and what they need to be doing to be able to enhance their fat loss is using such methods to enhance mobilization, which can be fasted cardio. So by people just following what they're doing that may not actually suit them, you can see a lot of people going down the fasted cardio rate. But let's go into that right now, because fasted cardio is a great tool. But what we need to be able to understand is you getting into the shape that you want is kind of like you playing cards. And what happens so much of the time when someone wants to get in great shape, they play all their cards at once. They drop their calories, they drop their fats, they drop their carbs, they ramp up exercise, they ramp up their cardio, and they start doing a heap of it. They've played all their cards at once, and your body's an adaptive machine. So when your body adapts, which it will, you hit that weight loss plateau, you can't go any further. What usually happens then is people then drop their calories further, they drop their carbs or fats further, they ramp up more exercise. And this is where we get to the extreme end, where you're really going to low calorie diets, excessive cardio, excessive exercise, and still not getting the fat loss results. So let's completely avoid that and clear the confusion away. So let's bring it back to the fasted cardio, because we can use this really effectively because we can maximize your weight training sessions. We can make sure that you are doing the maximum amount of sessions that you can in the gym, doing the resistance work, and it's not impeding on your recovery. So this means you can actually be having better blood sugar balance. You're able to burn through more energy and not add to the physiological load, so your body can still recover. This is one reason why walking, and I'm such a big fan of, and this is why I use it so commonly with programs with clients as well. Now let's bring it to moderate state intensity cardiovascular work, and that's really just seen usually as going for a jog. And what happens so much of the time is people go to the gym, they're going jumping on the treadmill, or they're going and pounding the pavement, they're going for a 60-minute run, they're doing it 5, 6, 7 times a week, and they're not getting the results. Now, aerobic work like this does have its place, but we're talking about enhancing fat loss. So we're just going to take that off the use out. We're going to look at what's really going to be able to optimize your fat loss results. Now, this brings us into high intensity interval training, or even metabolic conditioning, your high intense work. Now, we can use this in two different forms. There's going to be multiple methods, but I want to give you two in this episode. The first is your metabolic conditioning. So this is where you can use weights, kind of lifted faster, but we can use weights to have the stimulus created to get your body to perform the action of being able to burn body fat for longer. Now, what happens all the time, why so many people have jumped into like going for a jog and thinking that's the best reason for fat loss, is we need to debunk the fat burning zone. This is so much of the problem. If you're sitting at the 60 to 65% of your maximum heart rate, yes, you are going to be able to burn more body fat for fuel compared to glycogen in that window of time. But what I would rather do is have you burning more body fat for far longer. And this is the epoch effect. This is where your body's able to burn through more fat, burn through more energy for a much greater period of time, not just in that window of where you're exercising. So this is where your weight training so effective, and this is where your high intensity interval training is so effective. So what you're able to do is you can use weights to create that effect, and this is where we can use weights to say increase lactate, because if we increase lactate, you can have a better growth hormone production. More growth hormone means you're able to burn more body fat. So then we can now look at your high intensity interval training work, and we can start with, say, something like a Tabata workout, 20 seconds flat out to 10 seconds rest, and just doing that for 8 minutes. Another example is you could say jump on a bike and go for 30 seconds flat out and then 60 seconds rest. Now, the actual modality of what the style of exercise you're doing doesn't really count. We can just set up the actual right training program, the template for you to be able to use. And when following this, this is going to be able to get your body being able to enhance its fat loss. Now, what's really important to understand is it's a progression. It's a set of steps. This is exactly why I set up the MBB Tribe when working with private clients. It's understanding where you're at right now. And this is where you can, from this episode, go, right, what I need to be able to do is I'm going to include a different style of exercise. I'm going to change the stimulus from what I'm doing. And then knowing what to do is make small changes. So let's just say, for example, if you were doing no HIIT work right now, you were training 4 times a week in the gym, fantastic. So what you could do is add in 2 HIIT style sessions per week and just make them 20 minutes in duration. Then what you could do is you could then actually just increase the duration of them or increase the frequency of them. But this really comes back down to one of the most important facts, and this is you need to be able to measure what you're doing. And this is where you can't be chopping and changing. You can't jump from one program to the other because you've got no idea of what works and what doesn't work. So what we do is let's get you on a path, let's get you on a plan, follow a program, and then measure it. And this is why exactly in the MBB Tribe with all my clients, and what I recommend that you do is track yourself and your result on a week-to-week basis. It can be really easy, it can be really quick, but it's going to give you the upfront honesty of what's working, what's not working, and then the easy steps that you can create to them. Because once you start to hit a plateau, if your weight loss starts to slow down, you can make some really easy changes. You don't have to suddenly go from no cardio to 60 minutes of cardio 6 days a week. What you could just do is just make a small jump, get your body to still progress really well, and then you can take another progression step. And that's obviously, this is how we're going to get you long-term results, but not sacrificing your short-term results at the same time. Because really this comes down to how do you get in great shape and how do you stay in great shape. That's ultimately why you're here with me right now, and that's exactly what I want to be able to give you. So it's time for me to wrap this up. It's time for me to get ready for my own training session and actually have to go through for this, because I've got some fun and games coming up. And what I would love from you is if you've liked this, click like and share this out. I'd love for you to be able to share it with someone that you know is going to be able to get great benefits from being able to put this on. And I just want to say a huge thank you for being a part of the My Body Blends movement. Thank you to everyone that's joining the MBB Tribe. It means the absolute world to me, seeing the results from everyone putting this into action and being able to enjoy the process is exactly why I've been wanting to do this. So I just want to say a huge thank you, and as always, I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode. Now it's time for you to get the most out of this and comment below. This is where I will personally come in and give you the answers that you need. And as always, the best discussions happen over at mybodyblend.com. This is where I can give you all the guides, programs, and insights that I can't fit in these episodes. Plus the free diets and workouts are there waiting for you now. And if you did like this episode, then be sure to hit subscribe so you never miss an episode and I can send them straight to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon here and in the My Body Blends Only community.